Welcome back to the class. Now, we've made great progress with this landing page design. We just have to design 3 more sections and we're done. So in this lesson, we're going to create the testimonial sections. Ready? Let's go. So let's check out the wireframe first to see what we're dealing with. Initially, my idea was to just have a list of avatars here, and when you click on an avatar, the testimonial itself would change. But I think we're gonna keep things a lot simpler than that and just do a navigation with right arrow, left arrow, and that's it. So let's go back here, and actually let's go to typography and grab this block quote that I have here, paste that in. And let's bring in the grid. And let's properly align this to the grid and size it to be 10 columns right in the middle of the page. And let's also change the text color to gray 80%. Now, to mark the fact that this is a section for testimonials, let's go ahead and add one of these, a quote. So this will use Brandon Grotesque. Let's do like a really big font size, and let's make it bold. And I think a little bit bigger, something like 110. It doesn't really matter that we're not sticking exactly to the type scale right now, because this is a decorative element. Okay, so 110, that should be okay. And let's change the color, actually. Let's use this one, but a little bit more subdued, like 80%, something like that. All right, that looks good. So let's select both of these, align to the center, and we're gonna align things like so. And then under the actual quote, we're gonna put an avatar of the quote author, name, and perhaps position, and then the arrow navigation. So for the avatar, we're going to grab the ellipse tool, or O on the keyboard, and we're going to make an ellipse that's 64 by 64. That should do the trick. We don't need a very large avatar. We're going to position this at 32 pixels from the block quote above, and we need to put a portrait in there. Now, there are lots of different ways to do that. You can download a free image from the internet, of course, if you want to do a placeholder. But if you're doing a real project, then you would put the picture of the person who actually gave you that testimonial. Now, in my case, I just want a placeholder image, so I can open up a plugin called Unsplash. This is for the Unsplash website, and I can search for a portrait. And I can use that one, and it's just going to fill in nicely, like so. Now for the name and position, let's actually grab this, this type of text style, and let's actually do a Shift-A to add an auto layout. Make sure you delete the default paddings that are added. We're going to do 16 pixels of distance between items, or spacing between items. We're going to make things vertical, and I'm going to paste in that element. And then just change the color. I'm going to use 80% gray. And right here, we're just going to say, Marianne, attorney. Cool. Now let's take this, align it in the center, make sure we position it 32 pixels from the actual quote. And then let's grab the left and right arrows, paste these in. Oops. like so, duplicate it, move it to the side, right click, flip horizontal. And let's do a 10% opacity on this one. And actually, let's do it on the layer itself, like so. And this will show us how an inactive arrow looks like. And now let's Shift A these to add auto layout. And let's set 16 pixel distance between the two. And actually, you know what, we can go even higher than that, 32 pixels, because maybe in the future we want to add some kind of fill to the space around them, and we need to have the room for us to do that. So I'm going to take these and I'm going to position them 72 pixels from the author. So now take all of this, Command G, and let's call this Testimonials. Make sure it's properly aligned in the middle, and let's position it at 240 pixels from the section above. And now let's do another bird's eye view to check if everything looks good, and it does. All right, did you see how simple it was to design this testimonial section? Obviously, there are many ways to do it. You can go with a grid. You can go with a different type of slider. It's really up to your imagination. So go ahead and create this or your own version of the testimonials. And once you do that, we're ready to move on. The next item on our to-do list is probably the most important section of the page, and that is the main call to action. And it's quite a complex section because it contains a pricing table. Nothing we can't handle, but it can be a little bit tricky. So let's see how we can create that in the next lesson.